I lost my job. What am I supposed to do now?
Just like that. 7,000 jobs. That's what Klarna had in 2022. Today, it's around 3,000. And the CEO says he wants that number below 2,000 by 2030. No recession, no scandal, just AI. And that's not even the part that got my attention. Because a year later, one of the biggest names in AI said something most people barely noticed. He said half of entry-level white-collar jobs could disappear within 5 years. And then he said the part that stuck with me most. People still don't realize how fast this is moving. I've spent years in logistics and operations. I've watched AI quietly take work away from real teams, one task at a time. So I looked into 5 jobs that are already getting hollowed out in 2026. Some of the numbers are obvious, some are not. If you work in one of these roles, or know someone who does, stay with me. Because the people who get hurt by this usually aren't the least talented. They're the ones who thought they had more time. Number 1. Customer service reps. Klarna is the best place to start. In early 2024, they launched an AI assistant. In just 1 month, it handled 2.3 million customer conversations. Issues that used to take 11 minutes were getting solved in under 2 minutes. And repeat complaints dropped by 25%. That sounds like a huge win. And in one way, it is. But here's the part that matters. The AI didn't solve everything. By 2025, Klarna was hiring humans back. Why? Because the system ran into the stuff people always run into. Angry customers, weird edge cases, conversations that needed judgment, not just speed. And that's the first big lesson. AI is very good at volume. It is very good at pattern. It is not good at the moment when the customer stops sounding like a ticket and starts sounding like a person. That's why this role is changing so fast. The simple work gets automated first. The messy work stays. And the messier the job, the longer it survives. But that doesn't mean customer service is safe. It means the job splits in two. One side becomes software. The other side becomes escalation, training, and quality control. So if you're in this field, the question is no longer, will AI touch my job? It's, which part of my job is still worth a human? And that question is where the rest of this video gets uncomfortable. Number 2. Junior software developers. This one surprises people because tech was supposed to be the safe path. But the entry level is changing fast. GitHub Copilot had 1.8 million paid subscribers at the end of 2023. By early 2026, it was up to 4.7 million. And in some reports, it's now generating nearly half the code written by its users. Developers using it are finishing tasks much faster than before. That sounds productive. But it also means fewer people are needed to do the work. Think about what junior developers usually handle. Boilerplate, small fixes, repetitive code. That's exactly the kind of work AI is good at. So the ladder into tech is getting shorter. And that has a real consequence. The people still doing well aren't the fastest typists. They're the ones who know what to build, why it matters, and how to use AI without depending on it. They're not just writing code, they're directing it. And that's the pattern you should notice. AI doesn't always eliminate the whole job. Sometimes it removes the entry point, and once that happens, the career path changes completely. Number 3, admin work and data entry. This is where things get very real, very fast. IBM said it replaced hundreds of HR roles with AI. Amazon cut 14,000 corporate jobs and pointed to AI-powered efficiency. And Anthropic's CEO warned that half of entry-level white-collar jobs could be gone in 5 years. That's not a distant forecast. That's happening right now. A lot of these jobs used to be about moving information from one place to another. Now, software does that part. A human still checks the result, but they're not doing the full job anymore. That changes everything. Because when a role becomes mostly review instead of execution, companies start asking why they need as many people doing it. They keep the best people. They automate the rest. And the people left behind are often the ones who only knew how to do the manual version. That's why this job category is so exposed. It's not just that the work is repetitive, it's that the work is measurable. If software can get it right most of the time, the company starts treating the human as optional. The people with the best shot here are the ones who understand the process well enough to automate it. Because if you know how the system works, you can become the one designing it. And once you're designing it, you're much harder to replace. Number 4, junior writers and copywriters. This one is easy to miss because it doesn't always look like layoffs. Sometimes it just looks like fewer assignments, fewer contractors, faster turnaround, less need for junior help. Duolingo made that pretty clear in 2025. They said they were moving away from human contractors for content creation. Then they rolled out 148 AI-built courses in about a year. Their first 100 courses had taken 12 years to make by hand. That's a huge difference, and it tells you where this is going. The basic production work, first drafts, routine content, repetitive writing, is the first thing AI takes. And once companies realize they can get a decent draft instantly, the pressure on junior writers becomes obvious. Why pay someone to do the first pass if software can do it in seconds? But here's the twist. This doesn't mean writing is dead. It means the value moved. Voice, story, judgment, taste, knowing what matters and what doesn't. That part still matters more than ever. The people still getting paid well aren't just writing. They're deciding what should be written in the first place. They're shaping the message before a sentence even exists. And that's why junior writing is under pressure. The top of the funnel still needs people, but the bottom of the funnel is getting automated out of existence. Number 5, bookkeeping and junior accounting. This one has been slow and quiet, which makes it easy to underestimate. AI can now categorize transactions, reconcile accounts, and generate reports with very little human input. And Wall Street banks are already expecting major job cuts over the next few years because of it. This used to be one of the safest paths for people who wanted stable, respected work. It still matters, but the entry-level version of the job is getting thinner. And if you've ever worked around finance, you know why this is dangerous. A lot of the early work is not about making decisions. It's about collecting, sorting, checking, and reporting. That's exactly the kind of work software loves. The work that survives is the work around the numbers, not the work inside them. The explanation, the advice, the trust. The ability to sit across from a client and make the numbers mean something. That's why the entry-level side is so vulnerable. If the technical part is automated, then the human part becomes more senior, more specialized, and harder to enter. And that's the part people miss. AI does not just replace jobs, it changes the shape of the ladder beneath them. So when you zoom out, the pattern is the same in every one of these jobs. AI is taking the routine stuff first, the repetitive stuff, the work that can be measured, sorted, and repeated. What survives is the human part: judgment, context, trust, and the ability to work with AI instead of competing against people who do. That's why this shift is so uncomfortable. It's not just about jobs disappearing. It's about the first rung of a lot of careers disappearing. And once the first rung goes, the whole climb gets harder. So the question isn't whether this is coming. It already is. The job is not being destroyed all at once. It's being hollowed out from the bottom. In the next video, I'm breaking down 7 AI tools people are using right now to make themselves harder to replace. Some are free. All of them are real. That's the one worth watching next.